Okay, all right. Today is what? Thursday, August the 18th? First read?
Yes.
2022.
It is definitely the 18th.
Yeah.
Someone said it was the 17th, but I'm afraid of them, so I didn't want to correct. I'm already scared.
Listen.
Monk's scared as fuck today, y'all.
You tuned in to Beard and Conversation, #1 show in the world for comprehensive barbershop talk. And I want to say this. I owe out to all of those out there in beer land who are enjoying their beers. We're enjoying Heineken. We have applied for sponsorship, and we are moving along in terms of acquiring that. And so you will see us drinking Heineken, and I suggest that you drink Heineken as well if you're going to drink beer. And drink it responsibly. Drink it at home. And so that's why we're drinking it here in the studio, and then we're going to get out and we're going to go and drive home. Now, here's my point.
No, the fuck we not. I got a whole thing of water right here.
I know. Well, no, we haven't.
My beer ain't even open, y'all. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, whatever.
Dry snitching for no reason.
Yeah. They get it. You know? There's no such thing as responsible drinking. Have responsible sex.
They call it
drink
spirits for a reason.
Yeah, okay, all right. And I want to say this. I owe my child's mother an apology. Jamesia, I apologize. I didn't know what it was like to be a single father. So I'm a single father now, right? So I stay at home with my kid. I can't go
Drop
anywhere.
that bomb for us, JoJo.
Yeah. Can I get a bomb? Or something? Or a trumpet? Or something? But, you know, let me go to Global Vision. But the point is that I didn't know what it was like to. And I want to say this.
Bro, you do that every show.
I don't know what I
You do it every show. So he's saying, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson."
Yeah. And
That's what he's trying to say.
Her name was Jackson.
Look, I'm telling you, I know, bro. I be knowing.
Okay,
I be knowing.
right. So I didn't know what that was like, man.
You need a cricket phone.
I can't go out of town or anything like that, and I'm just like, yo, man. And so I'm there. Sometimes I can't be here, so I appreciate the work that y'all do. And fast forwarding to that, when we started talking about mothers, I think about den mothers, right? And so this little girlfriend I got me watching P-Valley. And if you watch P-Valley,
that was a nice segue. I like how you did that.
Oh, you think I'm creative? You think I got a brain? Yeah. And so I watched P-Valley. They got this den mother, and this is the tallest gay man I've ever seen in my life. Maybe outside of, I'm not going to do that because I love the Lakers. But, and anyway, the point is that he is the den mother, and they've created this whole story around him. Now I can't watch Jeffrey Osborne. I can't listen to Jeffrey Osborne because that thing in P-Valley, you know, where that song where they came out and they were dancing together
on the season finale.
Yeah,
that you tuned into, like
I didn't have a choice because the girl when she
put your foot down. Why you ain't put your foot down, huh?
Because I need to put something else down later. You know.
So what you did was you compromised and you want to come to this illustrious platform and complain.
Pretty much. The number is 470-251 47. And so here's my point in saying that. I watched it, and I mean, I like seeing the girls on the poles. Sure, who wouldn't like that, right? You know, but they've got like this love story in there, and why did they do that? Because my mother used to sing Jeffrey Osborne to me on the Wings of Love.
You was really mad about this. They done fucked your whole childhood up.
Straight up, I'm fucked up because now I think about Jeffrey Osborne now, and I don't know if I can listen to Jeffrey Osborne.
Give us a little bit though. Give us a little bit. Just give us a couple of verses, a couple of words, not even a verse.
What we have.
There we go. Oh, damn.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the point.
You won't be doing that shit the rest of the day.
You know, we'll talk about music and how it influences culture and zodiac and retrograde and atmospheric pressure and all of that. Because if I wasn't here, I would be out of town. So if I wasn't a Mr. Mom, all right, then I would be out of town. I wouldn't be here. Y'all be doing the show. The goddess herself wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good things. There's a lot of domino effects. And I thought about you today. I thought about you yesterday. I think about you every day, actually. You know, and you know, one day, if you call me, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to make you breakfast. I am going to cook you a steak, and I'm going to do your eggs over easy, or I'm going to scramble them. And I do. Yeah. And I don't even know
Clearly
what that is.
Clearly this is a goddamn intermission, so I just figured I'd, crack up.
I don't even know what that is, but I know that I'm going to do it if you call me and ask me to do it. So
hilarious. That's thoughtful.
Yeah.
Call this nigga Sunday morning.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to get you the Welch's grape, too. Now, let's get straight into the hip-hop. Biggie Smalls, Texas cheese steak. What is that? T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape.
Conversate for
All
a few.
right. Let's go, Monk.
If you
Do your thing.
do what we came to do, ain't that right, boo?
Do your thing. Monk, let's go. What
Hey,
are we
man.
talking about, man? The
Dude.
influence of hip-hop culture on our community.
I mean, since day one. I feel like, which way do we want to go with this? Because I kind of want to talk about more the nuances. I think it's really easy to talk about. It's been very disappointing the amount of rappers that have died, the type of thing like the negative aspects of the culture that are like it's more like a caricature. But I really want to talk about how people feel as though there's not any good music out right now. And I know hip hop has an effect on our culture, but I think my point is I think that when you allow yourself to be force fed with stuff, then it's really easy to be influenced, and it's also very easy to follow up with that and say that there's not any good music out. So I don't know. I think the negative effects on our culture that hip hop may have, I think they are definitely by choice a lot of times. Because, there's a lot of good music out there. Like, this is arguably the best time ever in the history of music. Like,
really?
This is
better than 90s.
This is arguably
better than 70s.
It's arguably.
You think better than?
No,
the 70s?
I'm asking that question.
Yeah, to me, the 90s was always the pinnacle. It's about 10 eras in one. Like, literally, like it's 10 years, but in terms of what it did musically, there's literally about 10 different eras in one. So it's really hard for me to say that this particular era is better than the 90s, because I did grow up in the 90s. But when I can say in terms of accessibility, people like really, really having the ability to create music intimately in their own spaces, the good songwriting, the production, yeah, you might not hear it on mainstream radio, but if you really have a good ear and a good palette for it, then you can definitely find some really good vibes out there.
Yeah, I think it might be the best time to be a music fan for the reasons you discuss. Obviously, discovery's a lot. Well, in some ways it's easier, in some ways it's harder. Back in the 90s, most of the people you heard was a function of an A&R at a record company and some payola. Nowadays, there's a lot more music out there, but it's just harder. There's a lot more crappy music out there, too, that you got to kind of wade through. And to the extent that there are curators out there, there's a huge value add there. But I think that, from a just aggregate content standpoint, there's just orders of magnitude more content out there, which means that there's just more misses. And it feels like the things that are like, I passively consume hip hop, which means like I go to the stadium and they play something, or like I watch TV and they have a song that they license or something like that. I ain't too impressed, but I'm smart enough to know that like that does not represent anything approaching the full pantheon of what else available right now.
I will say this: the production has gotten way better. I don't know about content. I know that the production is like super dope. Like if the production is right, I can make when you live in Atlanta and you drive, you will probably go 26 miles and it will take you 45 minutes to do it. And if the production is right, I'm a weird ass nigga. So I'm the type of motherfucker that will play the same song or the same line right when the crescendo of the beat hits over and over again. And that's why I don't like people riding with me. Because they're going to find out how weird I am.
No. That shit's goddamn annoying. Do that shit. Yeah. You right. Right. Do that shit on your own.
I don't want people to find out how weird I am. And so,
nigga, you own we see. We see you, sir.
Well, it has to happen. Bro.
We see you, sir.
You guys understand what they're... Because I don't understand what they're talking about. It's like...
Me neither.
The fire, the red and the white. I'm like, I don't... It's not a story. So they used to tell stories when they would express themselves. Now it's like fire, pink, yellow, and orange. And everybody's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand. I guess I don't get it.
I think, I have to say, so Kendrick's album, I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I'm a huge Kanye fan. Outkast is the greatest to me. But in terms of like right now creatively, I think Kid Cudi, Kanye, Childish Gambino, artists like that. Those artists are Toro y Moi. Artists like that. They're really really pushing the envelope creatively, sonically, production style. They're mixing a lot of things. But to your point, the lyricism is, for what's out there, is really not that good. But you have to know how to sift through. It's almost like there's a digital or like a figurative digging through the crates now. Whether or not, to your point, like these curated Spotify playlists, your Apple Music playlist, or just whatever you curate from just your own musical lexicon that you can introduce into it. But I still would say that just because, to Rashid's point as well, because there's so many people doing music, I would just have to think that the probabilities of a lot of people doing a high quality level of music that you may not necessarily get to because they're more regional or more local artists, I think that just as well as there's a lot of local jokers who aren't putting out good content as well. It just really just matters like what you align yourself to be attracted to. And I can't do it. And I actually like 21 Savage. I actually do. Only for about 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's the beats for me.
It's the what I'm saying. It's the beats, but then when you understand what the beats do to you, and how it's easier for them, how it's easy to disrupt your vibration with certain type of beats, then you're just like, well, I do need to be a little bit more mindful of what these folks are saying.
520 megahertz is a scientific spiritual healing.
There are a lot of healing frequencies. 432 is one of them too.
Play them when you go to the spa.
But 440 isn't, and 440 is the industry standard frequency, and that's not a healing frequency.
What helps you sleep? So it helps you sleep. It lowers that's what it pulls you down.
Yeah.
So I guess like for me, like it's almost like it seems like everybody's kind of repetitive, talking about the same things, or it's just a different beat but talking about the same things. So it's not like really like an original story. And so I'm trying. I can't get into it. And maybe I'm old.
What do you like?
I don't think.
So I'm into I like mid to late 80s, 90s,
You like Janet Jackson?
early 2000s. Yes.
Okay.
So that's my thing, so that I can get into that and still be like, okay, all right.
This is your hair is very 92 Janet. There is very, very, very much so 92 Janet. I'm not saying that you completely bit off, but I'm just saying like I can definitely. When you said that, I was like, okay, I see.
She looks like Melanie King.
Man, if you say, look, man, Melanie King, please reach out to my boy. His name is Laris Haji. Y'all will have a great conversation. Let's get you on the show, because if he mentioned your name one more time. But I do appreciate what you do, though. Real talk. But yes, you got the whole Janet vibe when she was with Renee Elizondo.
All right, I'll take that.
The whole Rolling Stones with the with the boobies covered up.
Oh, okay.
I feel what you're saying. I mean, I think my favorite song of all time, I think from just a thematic songwriting standpoint, is Midnight Train in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
And you think about that song, and that song is a woman singing about how her man left for success, failed, he's coming back home, and she's still going to stand by him. And it's just the type of song that way.
That again.
Yeah, that's what it's about. The Midnight Train to Georgia is coming back from L.A.
Yeah.
because he couldn't make it. L.A.
Yeah.
Too much for the man. That's the whole thing. It was too much for him, so he couldn't make it.
Is that like a love song for you, or just more or less like?
It's an interesting theme for a song. It's an interesting topic
for
a song.
It
you
is.
know? And like I just don't, and again, I concede. I mean, just not be listening to everything now. But it's like rap. Like all the rap is like superhero rap. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I mean, say what you want to say about Eminem, but you know, one of the things like the like self-deprecating type of rap. You know what I'm saying? The like where you're not like always the coolest guy, you know what I'm saying, or the one that has all the women or whatever, where you fail.
You
know
would
what
like
I'm saying?
Childish Gambino.
Huh? I've heard because the internet, like, I've heard of stuff.
Because the internet is
but I'm saying,
immensely great album. It's
it's
a
also
great
like
album.
10 years old. But I'm just saying,
No. He's been around for over a decade now.
like when it comes to just writing, I mean, to your point about just it's the same thing, right? Like I don't hear like, and I'm sure Childish Gambino has some different stuff. Just knowing Donald Glover in general, it would not surprise me if he was one of the people that was doing that sort of thing.
He's one to go.
But like the Midnight Train to Georgia, I mean, when it came out, it just like this whole thing, you know, this whole like everything is not perfect, whatever. Again, like whether it's the Marvin Gaye stuff, you know,
Lenny
Inner City Blues
Williams
or whatever.
You're just really trying to get this Jeffrey Osborne thing. You trying to get past it. I won't let you. I want you to sit in it.
No,
sit
I
in
will
it,
not,
goddamn
sir.
it. Sit in
You
it.
know, but Lenny
I feel
Williams.
you. I think-
To your point, Lenny Williams.
I think that
you know,
I think
I do karaoke to it.
I see.
Yeah.
You just go into it, just you feel it from the heart.
Yeah, it
There
doesn't
was a
matter what's
lot
going on.
less-
You throw me a mic.
Is, though, it's from the heart and from the soul. Like I guess I feel like with the music now, from my perspective, it's almost like it's more from the shallow point, it's not from the heart. Well, no, I take it, not everybody, but a majority of it is like, whoa, so I'm the female artist. I got this, I got it's almost like sell your foot, just
Yeah.
How you feel about WAP?
I just
Yeah.
feel like,
Now we having a discussion.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
I guess I just
Where's
feel
the bell? Shit.
I guess I just feel like it's so repetitive, and I guess I feel like, so I was just having this discussion. I have my daughter who is 10 years old, and she knows all the lyrics to all these songs, and what the problem, no, it's not this, because the problem of, these are the influences that we have, and it's like, okay, so
What's your position on it?
so first you have to have a certain type of body to be successful, and then you have to use certain assets in your life that are sacred for you to gain certain things, and that's just the way of the world. And then it's like it's very, but it's the same thing. Everybody's talking about the same thing. Like,
You're a BBW. Let's talk about it. Let's not run.
Where's
from
the
it.
bell? God damn it! Where's the
What
fucking
is-
bell, man?
God.
Shit.
What is your
What?
position?
I'm about to break that
Because
shit, man.
you fit into. I mean,
So what you call me? You call me a BB what?
a BBW.
What is that?
Hey man, what man? Welcome
No,
to beer and a motherfucking conversation.
So what's a BBW?
Is it built black women?
Man, nigga, you know what the fuck that shit mean.
No, you.
So what's a BBW?
Come on, bro. We got time, bro. We got time. Nah, bro. Ain't no beating around the bush on this one. You did this one. You opened this up like you opened up that can of Heineken, and it's a great thing. But go ahead and do it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You know what a BBW is.
No, I don't
kid.
know. What is it?
You don't?
If she
Okay.
say she don't know,
No,
and
yeah.
you brought it up,
Urban Dictionary to help you out here.
Okay, so hey, Rashid, thanks for handing me this. Okay, all right, so BBW is a
it's not a
bitches.
paragraph. It's not a paragraph.
other service. Thick bitches are plus size women. I like my girls BBW type to suck you dry
and
and then
then
eat some lunch. with you.
right. Okay, that's a
Drake
That's
to
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Not me.
that's the Drake
Not
line.
ours.
I mean, that was
Hey.
the first. I thought you might throw that. There are
This
other
nigga-
big, beautiful women. That's.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Yeah, but
Nigga.
yeah. Now, what I'm saying is that the
This nigga is
female
funny as
hip hop
fuck.
culture is. You said that they have to look a certain way.
No.
Are you saying that you
This
don't? look
nigga's
that way?
funny, right? This
Are you
nigga
saying
is
that you don't
funny. He
look
be
that way?
So what I'm saying is like
You didn't go out and seek to look that way. You had no.
Larry,
You were
bruh.
Gifted.
I want to help you. I really do.
Help. I'm just
I don't know
saying-
what you're trying to say, bro. I don't know
I'm
what
saying
you're
that
trying
if she wants to speak against it, she's in the best position to speak against it because she
What
may
I'm
have the
talking
build,
about
but not
is
the
so-
mindset.
So what I'm talking about
Well,
is
you gotta just say that, bro.
the influence that the women.
What's your position on it?
I don't even have one at this point.
you destroyed the position, my nigga.
That was just so like. I'm like.
So
Oh, boy.
Melanie, the reason why we
Hey,
like
Heineken,
Melanie
fuck with us,
King
man.
is
Y'all,
because
hey, look,
Melanie
we gonna bring
King-
y'all all the money.
The reason why we like Melanie King.
Is she fat?
No.
Is she like BBW?
No, we didn't call you fat.
No, 'cause I mean,
Yeah, BBW's not fat.
Okay, so BBW is kind of. So I guess when people say that, it's more or less like.
Pause.
No, I mean,
Pause.
it's like.
For clarification,
You're curvy, like
you are actually a real BB. You are a real one.
You
Now-
people paid to look like
Now what has
Yeah.
what has been colloquialized
I'm just kind of.
is any old thing.
Yeah,
And
just
That
like,
was the definition that he read though. He wrote.
It's
you,
Rashid had
you
to
got
say
like
it wasn't me.
like Jessica Rabbit type. You know what I'm saying?
It says baby voice is usually used for people whose curves are very well noticeable. Most guys love these
But what
types
did
of women.
Larry say?
That's what he
It says,
said.
hold on.
No.
Hold on. It said thick bitches or plus size women.
This nigga read
I
like
like
the
my
third
girl,
definition.
BBW.
This nigga went to the most ignorant
No.
definition.
That was the first.
That was the first one? Okay, okay.
That was the first
Yeah, all I
definition.
did was read what was handed to me.
Yeah.
You ain't even scroll. You know it's a 1, 2, 3.
Or it also stands for big-breasted women.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Big,
Is another way.
Big-breasted it. You know, you got to add
Big
it.
black women, big booty women, big black whale.
Well, I don't think that.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, that's.
I don't like that
I don't-
shit.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That's,
So I think okay. So now it makes sense. I think what Laris is trying to say. now we got this shit
My focus
together.
is completely.
I know. I know what my nigga trying to say. This is my brother, man. I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that because you have the build, because you have the body, people are going to see that, and and the way you speak is going to be a lot more influential, and it's going to be able to combat the ratchet, you know what I'm saying, like the ratchetness of like the empty message.
Aha, but again, it's not always.
That's what he-
how you say it.
Right, that's what-
So,
Well, that's why I need training. Because I'm,
Well, no. You didn't. I'm his interpreter.
clearly.
yeah, exactly.
I'm the interpreter.
We gotta have.
I'm the
have
interpreter.
interpreters. And but the
Researcher, interpreter, and firecracker.
deliverer.
No, you the firecracker. You are the polarizer,
So back to my.
not the
Wait,
equalizer.
That's why I want to know
basically-
how you
basically-
feel.
so
Because
it's
your
not-
statement is
It's
stronger.
not about. I never mentioned. So what I mentioned about that is like, yes. So right now, plastic surgery is the thing. It's cheap. It's easy. Everybody's like they feel like they have to be a certain type of stature to feel
Don't die, ladies.
beautiful, you know. So, and that's what our children, our girls, especially girls, are. They're idolizing that, and so my daughter's 10, and she's it's at a very influential type of age. So I'm like, okay, well,
Correct. Yeah.
so we don't have those influences like that. All we have, we have WAP.
So,
Thank you.
That
Thank
was the
you.
whole point before we got into all that.
Before he got it,
That's why.
I was like, that was kind of like.
we cleaned it up for
All right,
you.
cool. But that's why it's
We
important to
cleaned it
get
up. So,
your
that was
position because you see our position is
But you're
going to
in it
be.
too. Because men are attracted to it. Tell me, you're
So
in it too.
let me. I would just like to say, let me. I was right. Hold on. You know what? I'm not even still. It's not my bell. I'm not still. Look. Hit the bell one more time. Hit the bell. Hey. So, hey, y'all. For real. She got on a blue dress. But let me just say, not to objectify, but this young lady has like frequency and everything to boot. So, hey, god damn
Even the
it.
producers.
God damn it.
I was
So,
going off the definition that you read. I was like, that's kind
you
of.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that I
See,
read.
ladies?
I didn't write it.
Fucked
I
it
read
up.
it.
God damn, you
Yeah.
fucked it up. Hey, but real talk though, real talk. So shouts out to my goddaughter, Anaya. Nah, man, she's killing it up there at Tennessee State. The reason why, she's killing it. Listen. Her birthday was last Friday, right? Her birthday was last Friday. We had a great birthday dinner for her. And like a week before she came by the house, and we were talking, and she mentioned to me how even at going on 20 years old, she still listens to Class of 3000. And when I used to pick her up from school when she was in middle school and going through high school, I would just always just play Class of 3000. And you would think that would be like something kind of corny at that time, but even with her, and she has a godson, and she even finds herself doing that. And I think my point in bringing this up is that it, like, if you introduce kids in a genuine way to stuff that has content, that has character, has merit, you'll be surprised how they carry it with them throughout their travels. Now, that's not to say that they don't engage in those type of things, but at least it won't be, in terms of the pie chart of their mind, it won't be 100%. You know what I mean? It'll be like, okay, I know that there's good content out there. I know that there's music that has a message that can pour into me, but I also know how to have balance and cut loose a little bit without letting that be the totality of my existence and my perspective.
That was a very good point.
But do you feel inspired by some of the artists? Like, so when you hear the music today, like, do you feel, because back then we used to feel inspired but do you feel inspired now, or do you kind of feel like, oh, I'm about to, you just kind of,
Well, for me, my frequency, as I have transitioned over 40, I'm more lo-fi. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of pockets. Like, I can go to my classic rock pocket, my 60s, harmonic. I mean, I can go to a lot of different pockets, but certain music, I understand the effect that it has on me. I can't listen to it. I just genuinely can't, because as soon as I hear, like my boys, like, I love my boys, like, genuinely. Like, these my brothers. I can't listen to music that talks about killing people arbitrarily for no reason. I won't participate in it. I didn't grow up with music like that, even though it was out there. I was raised by the Dungeon family. I know that gangster rap does exist. I know that people did die, but I feel like black people, like, we're a beautiful mosaic, and the trauma is not all that exists within our story. So I genuinely am intentional about seeking out that music. So no, to your point, I'm not inspired. And for a while, I wasn't listening to hip hop for a long time. The only hip hop I really listened to was Outkast, Mos Def, and Kanye for a really, really long time.
Clouds are beautiful too, but if you have to cut through them to get to blue skies, then you have to. How do you feel? I'm a big Tupac fan. I don't think Tupac was a gangster rapper, but he did advocate violence. Right?
I think he at least tried to be a gangster rapper. I mean,
we could have a whole show on Tupac.
Thug life thing. I mean, I don't know how you differentiate that from, like, the core of what thug life manifests itself as lyrically. I don't know how you differentiate that much from gangster rap.
Rebel.
I'm down to
I'm a
hear it.
Confederate. Are we not all Confederates? Are we?
Hold on. Are we what? Are we what?
It was more like a relationship.
Confederates.
Like, people, like, had related, like, to the things that they were going. So
he was a rebel.
Yeah. So it's like the things he spoke about. People were going through it, and I'm from LA, so it's one of those things where, and from South LA.
Okay.
So
Wow. Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like people. They would relate to the things he would talk about, and so I think that's what made him so, like, wow, I'm going through this too. And so we don't really have that to, like, pink, purple, yellow, pipe. We don't know what that means. So it's like it's a little different now versus, like, when people were actually, like,
Yeah. Even though I may be wrong, man, Hennessy made me feel like I'm strong, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think Tupac's kind of a microcosm of what things used to be, because you could just listen to, like, his singles and never get a feel for, like, the majority of his content, right? Like, he wasn't all Brenda's Got a Baby and Dear Mama and all that sort of stuff. Like, he had a lot of just rougher content, more ignorant bullshit. And that was kind of hip hop, right? At the time. And that was the thing, is that, like, you could go from A Tribe Called Quest to Tupac to Luke to Public Enemy to Dr. Dre or NWA or whatever. Like, you had that whole pantheon, and they were mostly evenly weighted. It got way overweighted toward gangster rap, like in the early 90s. Gangster rap and, like, materialistic, like Versace rap, which is Biggie.
Which I don't like that.
Which is like that was Versace Jay-Z, gangster rap.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, hip hop got much more, like, violent and materialistic and misogynistic, like going into the 90s.
So were the rappers at that time, were they impacting culture, or were they expressing what they were going through? Because to be an artist at that time, it is shameful. And I think I said this when I was in Philly and on sabbatical. It is shameful to think that Soulja Boy made more money than Tupac did.
I don't know why that's shameful.
It's
Soulja
not,
Boy
yeah,
did his own thing. Like,
And
that's how you make it. That's like E40. E40 did a lot better than a lot of...
And this is my point, y'all. This is the point, right? Like ultimately, okay, so analog, the lack of the lack of an abundance of technology, it does have an effect to where the music is created more organically. There's a little bit more of a struggle into it. You know what I mean? Now,
you can taste it when you eat it too.
Everyone.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I can taste some of this music too, but because as an '80s baby, I grew up along with technology, so I understand that it can be applied with measure. It can be levied properly, but because we have a little bit more balance with the analog and the digital. But if Pac had gotten Goody Mob, I think this conversation would be totally different. Number one, and number two, Atlanta's overall influence on the sound. I mean, obviously Atlanta has influenced things greatly, but what we're talking about is Atlanta gotta kind of take that L on that. And now I've been struggling with saying this publicly, but when I think about how the Migos put out 3 culture albums that sounded the exact same, at that point, the proof is in the pudding. So if you're not really going to move the if you're not going to promote the artists within the culture that are progressive and that are innovative and are creating new sounds and moving everything forward, sonically, then we're going to get a culture 4, or we're going to get a breakup of the group, and then they're going to do individual culture 4, 5, and 6. You know what I mean? So, but there's something easy about that music, though, y'all. There's something really easy about that.
I mean, the reality of things is that if we play Bad and Bougie, if we went anywhere, people would start jumping around. They'd have a good time. If we played Do Anything for Clout, when you hear that beat.
But Bad and Bougie actually has cultural merit.
Let's go. Let's do it.
That song,
yeah. Okay.
That song actually does, because it to me, I think if you look at the Donald Glover cosign when Atlanta won the Emmy, right? And the Bad and Bougie song was like, he actually, I think he actually shouted them out during his acceptance speech. When you think about what Bad and Bougie was at that particular time, and I think this was what we're looking at like 6 years ago, that was like the start of the like bottomless mimosas movement. You know what I mean? Like that was the start of a lot of stuff that really empowered a lot of disenfranchised people in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like it allows you to actually create like a side hustle. I'm talking about the whole Bad and Bougie movement. The Bad and Bougie movement is like lashes. It's the nails. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, like that's a part of that movement. You know what I mean? So I actually kind of like what that did. I don't like that we didn't have like an equalizer or a stabilizer behind
I was just about to say,
that's my only issue. You know what I mean? It's like a runaway train.
If you can't delineate what's real from, I think that it has its time and its place. I'm just saying, if we can't realize that Friday and Saturday night look different from Tuesday morning in the boardroom, then there's a problem. Some people got stuck in the reality of the Bad and Bougie, and they really took it and ran with it. What do y'all think about that?
Has anybody heard the Renaissance from Beyonce, the new album?
I actually like Solange better than Beyonce.
I'm a huge Solange fan. Congratulations to her.
Oh, okay.
I love Solange.
Because I think
so. Is that a yes or a no?
I mean, I was just trying to.
I love Solange. I heard the Renaissance. No, I did hear the Renaissance.
Okay, no, I didn't hear it. That's the answer.
No, I heard it.
So, what did you think about her lyrics and everything, and how?
I think that what's the second part to your question?
No, I'm asking you.
So I listened to it. I gave it like a 0.75 or 1.5 listen. I mean, I like Beyonce. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. Like, I'm damn near in love with Solange. I think Solange is like the greatest. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but the reason why I love Solange is because she's so daring. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce is a little bit formulaic. And hold on, now I know you're gonna rip me. It's okay, but I backs my shit up. I backs my shit up. So, she's smart. She's like, you know what? The Amapiano movement is like banging right now. Let me go ahead and do so. So I think when she did the remake to the Frankie Beverly and Maze remake, I think that was kind of a little bit of a tester to see. I should probably transition to a more dance. Like the R&B days are over. It's a little bit touchy. I don't really know what to sing about that won't be polarizing or alienate my fan base, but who doesn't love a good dance album? And if you think about it, Weeknd, Tory Lanez, Drake, everyone is kind of going toward this ambiance kind of background music, kind of house vibe. Why wouldn't Beyonce do it? So now you have this album that pretty much sounds like the same song, which that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying this is a bad album, but what I'm saying is that Beyonce is very smart because she knows she knows how to create an album that even if you aren't a big Beyonce fan, you'll probably listen to it because it's not full of the typical Beyonce isms.
She is definitely a very intelligent goddess.
So I did good. I did good.
But she's reaching out to more of the as Laris was talking about earlier with P Valley, like she's reaching out to more of the community that is becoming more empowering to come out the closet and to be who you are through every sexual nature or whatever. And so her album is geared to it's universal. It's universal, and it's geared out to grab it. To pull in people.
I don't think it's universal because it didn't reach out to me.
I think it's universal. Well,
by and large, they call it pop.
It's universal, so it's a beat. It's universal, so it's there for.
It's the Amapiano. That's what she did. What she did. She copied. She know that South African house music is the wave right now. And that's what she hopped on.
Gravitating people right now.
That's what people need. We agree on that.
It's like that uplifting beat that people need right now because hell, we just came through, or we're still going through a depression. The world has been going through a depression, and so it's like to pull up that energy with just like empowering you and like just
content wise. What's the content about? Cause I know you listen to it.
It's reassuring that that you are power. Like
give me some notable. Give me something notable that does not just appeal to women. Give me because you said it's universal, right? So give me something. Give me a notable lyric that me as what they call it, cis hetero man. I can listen to that and say, this is a universal song by Beyonce that I can buy to.
That, by the way.
No, I'm just saying.
No, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So I think that with the song she came out with, was it "Break My Soul"? I think that was very much empowering to kind of like help people to come out of again what we are coming out of, like what we're healing from. So we're healing from a time where people have been, a lot of mental illness has been, this whole pandemic, people who have already had mental illnesses is come out. A lot of people have been very depressed. A lot of people have realized some things about themselves that.
Oh, we're about to get into the zodiac and age of Aquarius in a second. So yeah, you about to really get to do. No, you about to really get to do your thing.
It's almost like a reassurance to come out of that. It's a healing song. Like, okay, yeah, we went through this, but it's like now it's time to heal and come out of it. Yeah, this is what.
Pause that, because now it's about to be your time. Your thing. No. Can I ask you this before we get into that? Right before because now we're ready to transition because you going right where I wanted to go with it. No.
Hey man, I don't know if y'all know, but Rashid started fucking with us right around the time I said cis hetero. I just be liking to use like the language that they use out there in the real
semantics
world.
issue with Rashid, and he will kill you semantics.
So what did it
I did that on purpose though.
So that she did a transition, so we can transition. So
that was the last question about music before we get into healing, and we get into zodiac, and we get into the
Kendrick album better.
I know who's more popular. Whose music is more impactful, Rihanna or Beyonce?
Rihanna. It's easy. That was easy. It's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close.
Well, Goddess.
It's not close.
Goddess.
Dude, it's not. Dude, I don't even want to
You
pull out no
stop
stats.
mansplaining bronze and let the woman speak.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh, you know what? You got it. You got me.
So, I feel like Rihanna may be more of an inspirational story, a situation based off of where she came from to where she is now. However, Beyonce is more popular.
Oprah's more popular, but to me,
So it's like but what matters is
So
it
Beyonce
doesn't
is
matter
Oprah.
who's influenced. It doesn't
Beyonce to Oprah is Michelle Obama to Rihanna.
So-
Power is power. You
So-
know?
But that's
that
what
was an
it's
interesting
just about the dollars,
juxtaposition.
though. Like, and I mean, some popularity is.
Let me know when I can talk.
Yeah, but
So it's
but
kind of like it's like
100 million
So Rihanna
versus
had-
2 billion. At some point, when do we stop counting? You know?
Never.
Yeah, there's a point of diminishing returns there.
Oh,
And I mean, it's also just a fact that, like, I mean, you know,
so it's
Vanilla Ice sold more records than A Tribe Called Quest. Who's more impactful?
It's like I think everything is all about like how
Vanilla Ice sold more albums.
One single more than everything A Tribe. He made more money off one single than A Tribe Called Quest.
it doesn't matter. It's
Oh.
more like it's like that's what pays you. Is how you know who sees you, who views you, and who you know. And that's my opinion with that.
We're in the age of Aquarius, right? Would you say that? That's an information age? Explain this to us. Teach us. You've taught us so much by just walking in the door, because I had learned a lot by just seeing you walk. So he learns a lot too. Yeah.
So
What does that mean? Where are we at right now?
Well, I'll tell you. So,
oh shit.
I can't start it off like this. It can't just be. I just,
How would you like
Lance
to
is
start?
funny, man. No, Lance is funny as fuck,
It's
man.
How would you like me to start with
You
your
know.
toes? How do we do this? How,
Oh, shit.
That's a joke. Go ahead. I'm not-
Whew.
So Laris knows.
This has been a great show, y'all.
So Laris knows me longer than I've met him. I met you before, but Laris knows me, and so Laris knows exactly what I do and who I am and everything like that. It's been some years, so that's why I'm like.
Too long. We gotta pick that momentum up, and run with it again. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So this age of Aquarius, are we?
So Age of Aquarius, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about like this year. So we are in a brand new cycle, you guys, and like. We're in a brand new cycle. We're in a year of one. We have 7-year cycles, and every 7 years we end one and begin a new one. So we're in year one. So year one is all about death and birth. It's about a lot of people are going through what I call their dark night of the soul, which is you're going through the hardest shit in your life right now to break you down, to humble you, to it's like a tower. It's a tower moment for you to rebuild and to grow into who you're meant to be. So we have cycles. Every 7 years represents again a cycle. So we just ended 2021. So for those who know how to multiply 3, we have it's by 3, 7, you know, and everything like that. So we just ended a 21, and with 21 going into new. A lot of people right now are going through deaths and births, which the death is endings that no longer serve you to push you into a new beginning that does.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we're going through right now. So a lot of people are going through, again, their towers, the hardest part of their lives, to go into a new place in order for them to grow and to go within their purpose.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's happening right now.
I couldn't agree more. We are in a stage of cocooning. What is it? Amphibian reptilian transfer. We were talking about Kendrick Lamar, How to Pimp a Butterfly. Yes, absolutely. I mean, and so the only way that there can be rebirth is there's death first, right?
Well, it's a transformation. So death is a transformation. There's no such thing as an ending. There's a transformation. So even like if like you physically die with your body, your soul continues on and transforms into
Matter can be neither created nor destroyed.
So with that being said, there's not really such thing as death. It's only birth. So right now that's what we're currently going through. We are going through a phase where we're not at the peak. The peak is actually coming up, where people who think they've had a hard year so far, they definitely are going to feel it by the end of this month and going into September, and that's when a major death will occur for a lot of people. Meaning your hardest point in your life.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to die in order for you to go through that the cocooning, cocooning phase. You have to feel it. You have to become humble. That's why most people they become spiritual when they're in prison or when they're sick or when they're homeless. That's when they become so now I'm religious, I want to be a pastor, I want to, help people, whatever, whatever your purpose is. But that's how it is. And so you have to go through your death first, which means that you're going to lose. It means loss. So a lot of people are going through loss right
But it's
now.
not bad loss.
It's a loss. It's a death. A death is never happy. It's always you have to feel, to have a complete total breakdown in order for you to be reborn. So I'm not super religious. I was raised as a Christian, but I'm not religious. I'm more spiritual now. I went through my spiritual awakening when I was 25. And I realized that we all have the life of Jesus, the same story. Jesus had to go through, was always different, had to go through a crucifixion, a death, pain, had to go through his lowest part of his life in order for him to be reborn. That's why 3 is so powerful. For 3 days it was a rebirth, and so we go through this for a whole entire cycle. I went through my it's called dark night. So I went through my dark night exactly 7 years ago, 2014, when I moved out here to Georgia, and that was my darkest time of my life. But through that process, I had emerged into who I am now, where I mean,
it kind of speaks for itself.
So it's where I have an amazing life in all aspects, but I had to go through one of the darkest times of my life and had to go through it alone. And you go through it alone. So we're in year 1, which was when I moved out here. It was the end of another 7-year cycle going into year 1, and that was again my dark night. And so right now what we're going through is a Lionsgate energy where it's messing with people's money. So people's money are your finances, your jobs, your stability, everything like that. And it's pushing people who are not in their purposes, trying to push you into redirecting. You're seeing where you are. You're not satisfied. People are they're actually, people who are dissatisfied, people who are they're losing things. It's a standstill, stagnation, and it's trying to push you into a new direction. So if your money's not good, if you feel stagnant, if you feel stuck, it's because that's not where you're meant to be. If you're dissatisfied with life. So it's one of the things, either you're feeling very happy right now, you're feeling great, you feel like you're in a new beginning, or you're feeling like I'm stuck, I'm stagnant, I'm losing things are just not right. And if you feel like that, then that means that you need to head into a different direction. And that's what the universe is trying to teach us right now in the moment.
Shouts out for new beginnings.
That's right. That's the whole thing. And I think that everybody, not just you, but all of us on this panel have experienced new beginnings. We've all been going through things. These are my brothers, and I will not tell their stories. And at some point, they will get their own testimonial together. But I think that you're very accurate in that. And I think that if I had to say anything to anybody, it would be to embrace this, right? I tell a story. There's a guy that follows me. I got Yard of the Month the other day.
I seen that shit, man.
So,
I seen
yeah, I got
that. Yard of the
Yeah.
month.
Yard of the house.
Yeah, man. Perfectly manicured lawns.
Thank you. I took pride in that too.
Hey, you should, man. You should.
Yeah. But I live out in Gwinnett County.
Man, bruh, we know you in fucking.
Yeah.
We know where you at, sir.
Yeah.
We know where you at.
So that does make me feel kind of good that amongst all the white folks, 3 black families that live in the neighborhood, and I got Yard of the Month. I kind of feel accomplished by that. It's like, wow, they gave him Yard of the Month. What if black?
Anything's possible.
Yeah, Blackie got Yard of the Month. You know what I mean? But I'm not. They probably think he's not quite black. We don't know yet, but.
Oh, nah, you's a nigga.
Yeah, I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It ain't. It ain't.
Yeah. So the point is saying
Nigga shit right there. Not having your shit on vibrate.
On my own shit.
On your own
On-
shit,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Nigga shit. Okay.
But I'm saying that to say this. I learned so much this past year. With the marriage and everything. And I want to tell people to hold on. Chad A. Miles joked me on my page. Hey, Chad, if you check this show out, nigga, let me tell you this. He said, I stole that sign. You getting a free shout out, too. You owe me. He said, you stole the sign and you put it in your yard as a joke. But I'm going to tell you about Chad A. Miles, and I'm going to tie it to what you just said. We played football together for Stevenson High School. And I had a guy from Cross Keys High School blew right by me. I mean, man, fired off the line. I was playing free safety, and I couldn't catch him. And, I mean, he must have ran track. So, I mean, this nigga is lightning fast, right? Boom. I mean, I'm like, God damn. I mean, I think it was a straight 9 post rush.
Is this high school football you talking about?
Yeah.
Bruh, all right, so
college?
It's not even so. I just want everybody to know how far the exaggeration is going to go. That's all. It's high school.
Yeah, but
Al Bundy.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Fullback, 44. Number 44.
Like, yeah, damn. You
Four
told your
touchdowns.
Achilles,
Hammer
your
cross, the whole
MCL,
shit.
your
4
ACL.
touchdowns in 1 game.
Right. But he blows by me, man. But I kept running after him. I kept running. He had caught the ball. I kept running after him. Chad E. Miles is cornerback from the other side of the field. He flings over, hits the guy. He doesn't tackle him. But he hits him hard. He tried to tackle him. He didn't tackle him. Here's the thing. He slowed him down enough to where the hit allowed me to catch him and jump on him and pull him down. If I stop running and Chad stops running, the guy scores a touchdown. Sometimes in life, you got help coming that you can't see coming. And that's why you can't give up on the play.
If you are ready for the change, though, a lot of people so here's the thing, and this is what a lot of my clients do, and a lot of people, period. We pray for things, we manifest things. We're like, well, I'm gonna manifest this, I'm gonna focus on this, I'm gonna whatever, but we're not willing to make the changes that are necessary in order for you to be able to receive them.
Can
So I'm just saying, so you have to really honestly, and that's the
Preparedness
biggest.
is very important.
Now you have to honestly be accepting and receptive to the changes that are necessary in order for you to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, which most people, true success is happiness and peace. Like when I first moved here from Ohio, I thought that I moved to Clayton County initially, and I was just having this conversation. So I was in Clayton County, and I was like, "Oh, I got a nice place." I was in Riverdale, so it was borderline Riverdale and Fairburn. It was a nice townhouse, nice new townhouse. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm doing. It's nice." But everybody's like, "Oh no, you live in Clayton County, what?" and all this other stuff. My whole perspective, and I was like, so what's wrong with this place? And I didn't know anything about inlands or anything like that, but I had this perception that success for me our true success was to have the nice house and to have the cars and to have the money and to have whatever. And so
those things are good.
No,
but go ahead. Yeah.
I acquired that and I still wasn't happy. So I had to find what made me happy. And what made me happy was traveling the world and to family and the friendships and love. That's what made me happy. And so, and I found myself through traveling. Well, you know, I travel all the time. So I found myself through traveling, and I saw people who had nothing, but they had music and they had food and they had each other and they were happy. And so I was like, wow, that's amazing. You know, like I had nothing, didn't even have like electricity, you know.
That's right.
And I realized like that's the true key. And so I started focusing on my happiness. And that's the true key to success, because honestly, you can have everything. And if you're not okay internally or spiritually or emotionally or energetically, you are fucked up and broke.
What did I say to y'all in Philly? I said, no, the black men up here, they don't have money. People don't expect them to have money, and you get treated good for being a human being. I told y'all that. It's real. Leave Atlanta. Like she said, travel.
You have all and still have absolutely nothing. It's like true success. It's like right now I have a life of peace, but it's like I had to work for that, and that's all through energy, through you know.
Yeah.
It's like you're working on yourself, and that's all. And everything that's going on right now, like we're technically. I mean, I don't keep up with retrogrades anymore. I don't like to. I don't like to follow them because I think it's mental. But retrogrades, I know you have mentioned it, but retrogrades are a time of a shadow period when it's time for you to look at yourself and see your reflection. You have all the things from the past that you haven't dealt with, all the exes that come back that haven't been resolved, all the situations that you haven't resolved from your past that come back, and it's either you deal with them or you don't, or you repeat the cycle again. And that's what happens with the retrograde. It's like a test. It's a giant, it's a final exam. Are you ready to go forward, or are you ready? Are you going to repeat the cycle or repeat a grade? And that's what we're going through right now. A lot of people are.
Absolutely. I'm going to final thought, then I'll let y'all do y'all thing. I've enjoyed myself, and I'm happy that I came down, and I will continue. To your point, I mean, I think that do not be discouraged by sandpaper is only there to smooth you out. It feel hard when it rub up against you, you know, but it's just there to smooth you out, baby. Roll with that. Pray through it. Hey, do the self-examination. Bob Proctor, to your point, said, you said ready for change. The late Bob Proctor said, it's not enough to be in the right place at the right time. You have to be aware that you're in the right place at the right time. Embrace the difficulties and the challenges. And I will let you guys do your final thought. And Monk, just take us on home, baby.
Who's that? Look. It's clearly not what you just said. Just said you.
I'm just saying if you would close us out. That's all.
I didn't know. I didn't know what everyone else wanted to speak first. Like I'm like, I didn't know
from the brother man. You know.
Hey man, he's pouring smoke some dank.
I was just gonna say that last week I called Stacey Abrams a Marxist, and I do not know that Stacey Abrams is a Marxist. I do know that a lot of people that are very close to her and strongly support her are Marxists, and I projected that onto her.
Yeah, you was on one.
While she might very well be a Marxist, I don't have any direct evidence of that claim, so I want to issue a correction.
Special guest goddess.
You know what? Just be happy. If you're not happy right now, set the intention to be, and accept the changes that come. That's it. Because right now, that's what you need. That's it. Like, we're in a process. Is accept the new in order for you to go into the new. And that's my class. That's all I had. That's my only advice.
Great show today, guys. I really appreciate this. I mean, great vibes. Take the time out this weekend to go outside, step in some grass, barefoot, ground yourself, release all of this electricity that we have been building up that we cannot release. That probably will help assist in what this young lady has been trying to explain to y'all about let it go. You wondering why you can't sleep? Because you're charged up. But anyway, man, great show. I'm going to see Rory tomorrow. Strawberry Moon, my album of the summer, man. Proud of you, young man. About to rock out tomorrow. East Point, smoke some dank.
Whole National got the skanks.